Please give a brief introduction of yourself.
Sir, my name is Jyotishman Sarma. I belong from Bayatasali in Kamrup district. I did my schooling from Faculty High Secondary School and class 12 from Vikas Vidyaniketan. And I did my graduation from IIT Guwahati in Mechanical Engineering. Thank you, sir.
So, which year did you do your graduation?
Sir, 2014.
And you doing something since then?
Sir, initially after graduation, we did one educational venture. Then from 2017 onwards, I have been preparing for civil services.
Okay, so what kind of venture was it?
So when we were in the final year of our college, me and some of my friends, we opened the educational venture to help the underprivileged students of the nearby area in North Guwahati. So gradually after graduation, we thought that we should continue this for maybe 1 or 2 years. So that was mainly to guide the students of 11-12 for their board exam and competitive exam.
Okay, so recently the new education policy has been launched. So how do you think that this addresses the problems of students who are not that privileged in terms of access to educational resources?
Sir, new education policy will bring certain changes. For example, there is provision for introduction of vocational education from class 6 onwards. That would be beneficial for the students so that they can learn a skill which should help them in the future in getting jobs.
What do you understand by blockchain technology?
So blockchain technology is a type of technology which stores the information about transaction by the public in a decentralized manner over various servers.
So how can it contribute to reducing corruption in public administration?
Sir, since blockchain technology uses a decentralized method of storing the information, and also there is so it will help in it will help that the power is not stored in a certain place. So I think that can help in prevention of corruption.
Recently, a lot of talk has been going on about the scope of artificial intelligence and machine learning in the future of the employment in the world in general. So what will you take on the role that these technologies will play in the employment of the future?
So artificial intelligence will definitely play an important role in the employment generation of future because it will create such ventures which will help in generating new employment opportunities. And on the other hand, I think that some of the employment sectors, like some manual sectors, might get closed because of the presence of artificial intelligence.
So how should, as a government, what steps should be taken in order to prepare ourselves for the future in this regard?
So first and foremost, the government should focus on imparting the necessary skills required for such implementation of such technologies. So I think so the new education policy which focuses on vocational education, I think it is a good step in this regard to prepare the students for technology.
What steps are being taken by the government for skill development? Can you name some specific steps?
So at present there is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana for imparting vocational skills. Also there are institutes like ITI which imparts skill-specific instructions.
So you have studied mechanical engineering from IIT Guwahati.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me when was IIT Guwahati established?
So IIT Guwahati was established in the year 1994.
Who was the first director of IIT Guwahati?
Sorry, sir, I cannot recall now.
Are you aware of the current director? Who is the present director of the...
Yes, sir. So his name is Professor Sitaraman.
And who was before him?
Before him was Professor Gautam Bora.
Gautam Bora?
Sir, Gautam Bhattacharya.
No, I think Gautam Bora, then there was one other person. That is so recently, IIT Guwahati had something very interesting in view of the COVID situation. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir. The IIT Guwahati was converted into a COVID care center for treatment of the COVID patients.
Yeah, apart from that, regarding the convocation,
Yes, sir. The convocation this time, for the first time, it was held in online mode, virtual mode.
And who attended? Who was the main guest in that?
So the main guest was our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Okay, so can you tell me any 3 ways in which the Northeast can increase the economic development of the Northeast? Which 3 areas that we can focus on?
Sir, if we speak about Northeast, we can focus on tourism sector because we have a huge prospect in this sector. Then we can focus on education sector and also on health sector.
What do you understand by medical tourism?
So medical tourism is a form of tourism in which a particular place develops infrastructure, high quality infrastructure in the field of medicine so that tourists from nearby areas are attracted to this place to avail the medical facilities.
What is the scope of Assam in medical tourism?
So Assam has a good scope in the field of medical tourism because among all the northeastern states, Assam has one of the most advanced forms of hospitals and other medical facilities. Also, sir, Assam can attract tourists from the Southeast Asian countries in this regard.
You talked about Southeast Asian countries. So can you name some international groupings of which India is a part?
Yes, sir. The international groupings of which India is a part are SARC, then BBIN.
What is BBI?
Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Nepal.
So there is a talk of a certain kind of a treaty regarding this BBI. Are you aware of that?
So I am aware about this regarding transport network. I am aware about.
Have you heard something about that?
Yes, sir. BBN transport network was a treaty according to which there would be seamless movement of goods and other passenger vehicles across this country.
So are there any problems in this treaty at present?
Yes, sir. Bhutan has refused to ratify the treaty, so it is currently the treaty has not been implemented yet.
Okay, so in spite of being a mechanical engineer, you have taken various different subjects. You have taken physics, education, anthropology. So what is the logic behind taking these subjects?
So in prelims I took physics because I thought that physics has a certain, the syllabus of physics is somewhat similar to mechanical engineering. So I took physics, and in mains because we had very less time between preparation for the preparation. So when I saw the syllabus of physics, I thought that I could not cover this. So I took anthropology and education because I had interest in these 2 subjects.
What do you understand by superconductors?
So superconductors are the conductors which behave as conductors at certain conditions like very low temperature and very low pressure. Sorry, sir, I couldn't recall.
And now in this COVID pandemic situation, what according to you is the most serious problem?
So according to me, the serious problem in this COVID situation is the economic hardship faced by the problems of our country.
Now this unemployment problem is increasing because of this situation. What according to you is the measures for this solution?
So we have to focus on some short-term measures and long-term measures to solve the unemployment problem. First, as a short-term measure, firstly we should try to infuse liquidity in our economy, so and focus on the certain sections of the society which are affected most, like MSME or the migrant laborers. And as a long-term measure, we can apply some steps which our Honorable Prime Minister has guided us, like Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, so that we could be self-reliant in our economy.
What is the scope of industrial development in Assam using the local development?
So Assam has good scope for industrial development. If we see the raw materials available in Assam, we have plenty of bamboos which can be used for making various products. And also, if we see in the handloom sector, there is scope for industrial development in this sector also.
In in this new education policy, national education policy, there are many changes. The structure is different. But any changes, what is the main structure for this policy?
So the main structure of the new education policy is 5+3+3+4 structure.
What is this 5?
So 5 is, it will start from age 3 onwards, and it will cover 3 years of pre-primary education and 2 years of primary education.
আগতে আমাৰ বিশ্বাস কৰা হৈছিল যে 6 বছৰৰ আগত ল'ৰা ছোৱালী স্কুলত পঠাব নালাগে বা শিক্ষা প্ৰাইমেৰী এডুকেশ্যন আৰু নালাগে। এতিয়া যিটো কৰা হৈছে যে 3 বছৰৰ পৰা। What is your opinion?
Sir, আজিকালি যেহেতু পেৰেণ্টছ নিউক্লিয়াৰ ফেমিলি মষ্টলি আৰু পেৰেণ্টছ অকল ৱৰ্কিং পেৰেণ্টছ হয়, গতিকে মই ভাবোঁ যে শিশুবিলাক যেতিয়া ঘৰত থাকে তেতিয়া তেওঁলোকে অকলশৰীয়া হ'ব পাৰে। গতিকে যদি আমি ফৰ্মেল এডুকেশ্যন ছিষ্টেমত যদি নিব পৰা যায় তেনেহ'লে তেওঁলোকৰ গঠনত বেছি বিকাশ হ'ব বুলি মই ভাবোঁ।
অসমৰ পপুলেশ্যন, অভাৰ পপুলেশ্যন,
ছাৰ মই ভাবোঁ যে অভাৰ পপুলেশ্যন হয়, অভাৰ পপুলেটেড হয় অসম। অপটিমাম পপুলেশ্যন ছাৰ তেনেকুৱা পপুলেশ্যন য'ত যিমানখিনি ৱৰ্কফ'ৰ্চ আছে সকলোৰে বাবে প্ৰপাৰ জব থাকে আৰু যিমানখিনি ৰিচোৰ্চেছ এভেইলেবল হয় সেইখিনি যাতে প্ৰপাৰলি ডিষ্ট্ৰিবিউট হয়, তেতিয়া অপটিমাম পপুলেশ্যন বুলি কোৱা হ'ব।
গভৰ্ণমেণ্টৰ স্কিম বহুত তাৰ ভিতৰত এতিয়া স্কিমবিলাক ফ্ৰী এডুকেশ্যন, ইভেন ফ্ৰী ফুডিং, এভৰিথিং ফ্ৰী। What is your opinion on this?
Sir, in the primary level of education, free education and free fooding is necessary to attract the children to the schools. So I think it is a good step in this regard.
After that, now even college level also, free admission, free books,
Yes.
and free scholarship, many things are given.
Yes.
Even in university purposes, free fooding are also given.
Sir, since education is a key infrastructure of our society, which help in the overall development of the society, so I think that if we are giving them free education and other facilities in higher education too, I think it is a good step, according to me.
In Assam, there are many programs. Out of these, what program is another program.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe that it is a serious problem or is economic growth of the qualities in Assam?
Sir, flood is a serious problem according to me because it is a recurring problem which occurs every year. So if we could find some solution to it or if we could adapt to it, then we can, it will be a good step in this regard.
For tourism development,
Yes.
what is your opinion for the development of tourism in Guwahati?
So Guwahati city has a good prospect for development of tourism industry. Guwahati is full of, it has many religious institutes and temples. Then also there is prospect around Guwahati for wildlife tourism sector. So I think it is a good prospect. And also I think, sir, medical tourism can be developed in Guwahati.
Regionalism versus nationalism. What is your opinion?
Sir, regionalism means having strong attachment to one's region and nationalism means having strong attachment to one's country. So according to our constitution, we treat every citizen as one, and there should be equality among all. So I think so, but too much of nationalism is also, I think, harmful. So I think if there is balance between regionalism and nationalism, it will be more good for the society.
Jyotishman Sarma.
Hi.
In which year he completed engineer?
So 2014.
Of 2020 and began long and whatever.
So we started I along with my friends started a educational venture when we were in the final year. Then we continued that for 2 years. Then from 2017 onwards, I have been preparing for civil services.
Is it your second attempt?
Yes, sir, second.
You taught physics as optional in prelims, but you had to change. Why you change physics?
Sir, I found the syllabus of physics for mains to be quite huge, and there was very less time for that preparation for physics. So I had taken anthropology and education as my optional.
You taught anthropology. So I think you learned a lot of things. Tell us something about tribal politics in Assam. Tribal politics in Assam.
So if we speak about tribal politics, after independence, there was focus on, there was demand for the development of hill tribes of Assam. So accordingly, a committee was formed under the chairmanship of Gopinath Bodoloi, and the hill tribes of Assam were placed under the 6th schedule, and accordingly district councils were formed. But the plain tribes of Assam, like the Boreland area, they felt that they were deprived of this. Then they were protesting for a long time. So certain treaties has taken place after that. 3 Borough Accords has been taken place, and accordingly territorial councils has been developed for those areas too.
So, what is the basic difference between this 6th schedule of hill tribe and plain tribe? Plain tribe, such as BTR, BTC.
Sir, for the hill tribes, it is a constitutional provision which is included in 6th schedule, but for the plain tribes, it is a statutory provision.
Now, what is the difference between BTR and BTC? Why hard again to sign?
Certain sections of the Borough people, like the NDFP, they were not happy with the second Borough Accord because they also wanted some say in this. So a third Borough Accord was signed as an appeasement policy for those people. And the main difference between BTC and BTR is that the number of seats for BTC, in BTR it has been increased to 60 from 45, and also the number of subjects has been increased.
Can you say certainly that it is the apportionment policy of government? How you can say apportionment policy of government, BTR?
Sir, because those groups, those extremist groups, they have been they were taking activities which were from since a long time. They were taking activities. They were taking some activities which were extremist in nature and which were harmful for the economic growth of the region. So government thought that if they could be given some autonomy in this regard, the legal autonomy in this regard, then government thought that they could be pacified.
Now, one thing, number of members, position of members enhanced from 47 to 60
Yes.
BTR new provision.
Yes, sir.
So how this new constituency will be created?
Yes, sir.
For the additional member, definitely there some provision for constituency, extra constituency.
Yes, sir.
Not it?
Yes, sir.
So how this extra constituency will be created?
Sir, to create the extra constituency, they had added some new villages in the nearby areas. So by that
That
way.
is inclusion and exclusion provision is there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what do you think about Indian rank in global hunger index?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware of the rank.
Okay. So, have you heard about the agricultural bill already?
Yes, sir.
So, what is this?
Sir, the recent agricultural bill consists of 3 bills. Sir, first bill talks about giving a legitimacy to contract farming, and the second bill talks about it gives freedom to the farmers to sell their produces outside the mandis. And the third bill talks about essential commodities, and it excludes certain items like pulses and wheat, etc. from the Essential Commodities Act. So these are the 3 provisions of this bill.
So, already we have heard about the Assam Mizoram clash.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what's the reason behind this clash?
Sir,
Or views? So, what's the reasons?
Sir, there has been border dispute between Assam and Mizoram since pre-British times, and accordingly 2 treaties were signed during the pre-British era under the mediation of British. So in the first treaty, Mizoram was given some more area.
What are the agreements are this?
Regarding the boundary.
Yes, boundary, but in which year these agreements are met?
So the first one was signed in 1873.
73 or 75? Okay.
And the
Yes.
second was, I think, sir, in 1930. I cannot recall the exact year.
1930.
Okay, sir.
Okay, continue.
And according to the second treaty, Assam got more land area in that disputed region. So now Mizoram people, they recognize the first treaty, and Assam, they recognize the second treaty. So the dispute has been taking place because of this reason mainly.
That means, as per 1875, Miju area, this demarcation they follow.
Yes, sir.
1875 demarcation is being followed by Miju.
Yes, sir.
And 1933 demarcation is being followed by Assam.
Yes, sir.
You know it?
Yes, sir.
So, yes. Now, how this clash can be solved as per you?
Sir, according to me, the clash could be solved by having a high-level ministerial conference between the ministers of 2 states. And also,
Already some orders comes from central home ministers
yes, sir.
in regard of this clash, in regard of
Yes, sir.
learning.
Yes, sir.
So what home minister ordered?
Sir, he has ordered that the chief minister of this particular state, Assam and Mizoram, they should sit among themselves and sort it out among themselves.
Okay, apart from Mizoram, what are other states boundary clash with Assam?
Sir, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and Meghalaya.
Tripura, Manipur,
Sir, I am not aware of these states.
West Bengal,
That also I am not aware, sir.
but Arunachal, the dispute between Arunachal, Assam and Meghalaya, Assam,
Yes, sir.
how these cases are going to be solved presently? What are the procedures that our government adapting for solving the issue?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware about it.
So already the dispute between Arunachal and Assam is at the hand of Supreme Court,
Yes, sir.
as well as Meghalaya issue also at the hand of Supreme Court. Is not it?
Yes, sir.
I am not aware of this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, last question. Suppose you are posted in a certain area, you are the in charge of that whole area, and then you hear that there has been some gas leak somewhere. What are the steps that you will take? Since you are the in charge, basically, general administration, and you have heard that some gas leak has taken place. So what are the steps that you will take?
Sir, if I hear such incident about gas leak, at first I will inform my higher authorities, and also I will try to arrange some expert regarding this matter, that what are the steps we could be taken. Then secondly, in the nearby areas, I will try to pass this message and aware the people that such an incident has taken place. So it will be safe to stay indoors, or if possible, we can do also evacuation of these areas. Then after that, if there is any casualties or any people have got sick, then I would arrange for them arrange for their medical facilities. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.